myself, it doesn't hurt. It's too much to fix with your touch. Won't even convince me with love. I just can't win or lose with you. So tell me, what do I do? I'm always locked up in my head, trying my best to forget what you said. You said I know, try to forget what you said.
All right, let's turn the tunes down. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Welcome to Rev's Stream, where today we play Star Trek Fleet Command together as family, friends, even, maybe. Depends on how you view me. And other than that, we're going to get y'all's thoughts, go over the Vindicator a little bit, obviously work through the calendar, which I actually need to pull up the calendar over on this screen over here. Let me get that pulled up, because I'm sure we're going to want to view the calendar. Viewing the calendar is important. We did it yesterday on Twitch, but hey, you never know. And let me see, I've got that pulled up to where we can view it correctly. Maybe. Nope, that's the wrong screen. See, this is when we check things before we put them on. All right, capture method display. Oh, that one. All right, see, but this is too big. That's what she said. All right, let me make this smaller real quick. Give me just a minute. Just want to have this to where y'all can actually see it. Get this calendar up. And that way, when we get to the calendar portion, we can easily pull it up and look at it instead of Rev fumbling like he is now. Fumbling very badly. All right, put it here, done, and bam. All right, so magic calendar. Woo! All right, so there's the calendar. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. There are lots to discuss. Lots to discuss. And we'll try to get as many of those as we can. And I'll answer anything that I can. And I know y'all notice things different. Honestly, I spent all day yesterday with my wife putting this wall together. So now it's going to be the background. Dang it. Still feel like I got to do the lighting. But if you have any critiques. Anyway, the Vindicator is a solution to a problem that didn't exist. That is a strong opening statement, Space Lord. But let me go ahead and rebuttal. Every other specialty ship, same. Right? Everything the same. This game is notorious for adding new content, and that means because of the pace they add new content, not just once a month, by the way. The pace Star Trek Fleet Command adds new content means by nature it is going to have content that wasn't asked for or wasn't needed by people's opinions, right? That's unchangeable, if you will. Right? That is just how things are. How far does that go? We can debate. But here's the thing. You take this month, for example, and this isn't me complaining. I actually like the calendar this month. I just need the month to actually be stable, right? But you've got new ship, brand new feature, full-fledged feature, 2 new research trees between the faction and the ship's new research section. It's a lot. And because that's how they push and incentivize their spending, it's going to stay a lot. But we'll make do with what we can. So I have not posted this calendar in the Discord yet. I apologize for that. I'll be honest, I just forgot. I will share this out on the Facebook page, everything, so y'all can have this for yourselves. But apologies for not pressing and pushing it out so far. Make your pick smaller so I can screenshot. No, Rico, I'm going to share it out. You don't need to take a screenshot off YouTube because, to be real honest, it's hard to see that calendar anyway. Whereas this calendar is made so you can zoom in. Right? It's like 10 megabytes. This is a big file in terms of as a picture goes, so that you can do this. Zoom in. I'm mad at the game. Anyway, gotta have fun a little bit, right? But I am going to share it out, don't worry. But I wanted to have this so we could discuss the basics of the events, and we'll also be discussing other things like the arc itself, things that are happening this month, what we should do, how much event store currency, which we're tracking event store currency, of course, and we'll see what it ends up as. I mean, if we're going by the first 24 hours, the event store currency is significantly better than it was the last event store, but that you don't do anything off 24 hours. And even though we have the calendar, So even though we don't have the calendar, we can still add up, have an idea, and see where it goes. Or rather, since even though we have the calendar, we still don't know what the finals are going to be because they have a tendency to add events, add drops, add comp chest, etc. So we're going to wait a little bit, and then of course my video will come out of what I recommend people go after. Early winners are going to be the extra FC slot if you don't have it already. And again, we'll cover that when we get there. Thank you, Brian, for the belated birthday wishes. I really do appreciate it. It's very kind. And yeah, Marin, the Klingon flag has been retired, but the room isn't done. It's like all I've done so far here, I'll make this bigger so we can have this quick conversation, be done with it, because I know a lot of you are just here for the game. So, bam, here's the bigness. So, did all the back paneling, everything, got the back paneling done. I got to shave first. Back paneling done, but I plan on redoing this and this behind me. I'm going to make one like a shrine to Klingon, because Klingon. And then probably some more Thunder, but also thinking about pushing these panels out both ways and going across the wall. But anyway, it's just not done yet. It's work, but don't worry. The love for Klingons is not dissipating. It's not going anywhere. And you'll have more Klingons, I promise you. Okay, so you're like, oh no, Rev's abandoned his livelihood and his Klingons. I haven't. I'm still there. Here we go. You'd recommend a Romulan insignia? Well, I don't hate myself, so I can't do that one, but I understand that some people do. So, they limited the upgrades to the new ship. I mean, are we really griping about limiting spending? Right? Is that a thing? Is that what we're doing? Or is that what we're doing? No, we're not doing that. Not today. Now, I do, for those who missed the Twitch stream yesterday where we gave away battle passes and all that fun stuff, I do have the Vindicator. So you scroll down here, we did do a slight test. One drawback as it currently sits at a low tier, that taunt lasts about a minute and a half. So you can't really get a lot of armadas in. And even though it has this wonderful angry face here in the back that somebody showed me, it's, it's just one of those things that I do like how it was worded by Space Lord. Like it was an answer to a problem that didn't really exist. You're right. I mean, nobody really needed an armada ship. Like nobody really needed an armada taunt ship. It's a tank, very much like your standard MMO tank with taunt abilities, very low offense. You can look at it here, even at tier 1, good defensive value. I mean, that health bonus is actually pretty neato. Compare that not to the Vorchild, but to a comparable ship, a low tier Vindicator is going to be compared to a 4-star uncommon. We'll take a look at it with this 4-star. This is a tier 9 Kelvin. Here's a tier 6 Valdor. So that tier 1 Vindicator, lots of holes. So it's definitely made to be a tank. Is exactly what it is being sold as. But do you need it? I don't really think you do. I think that it is the most unneeded specialty ship, but at the same time, that doesn't make it bad, right? So it does have this refinery. Now, we're still working on finishing out the refinery. If y'all have not already, what we do every single year, why do I say words that way? Every single specialty ship, we create spreadsheets like this. Shout out to Quazel, who was working with me yesterday. He's still not noticed my message, by the way, so haha, Quazel eats eggs. But we were doing this yesterday, putting together all the different parts and materials of what the Vindicator takes and the different refineries. You can see we still have a long way to go. This is why I haven't done a Vindicator refinery yet, because we don't have all the info. But for example, if you're out there and you are a spender, I know I need to input tier 4 stuff that I have today. But if you have anything in the Vindicator refinery that we don't have, please feel free to add it to us so we can get that taken care of and show everybody what the Vindicator has. The Vindicator's major function, honestly, is acting as a refinery for a couple different things. Number one is refinery for a lot of the Armada officers, including the most recent Armada officers we've got with Dejas Torab and Toli. But you also have Julian Bashir, Enterprise E Data, who not really for Armadas, but if you pair him with Enterprise E Picard, you can get the loot bonus against Armadas. Changeling Kira, Cisco, coming down here to Miles O'Brien. You do have Stranger World Chapel here, which I am sure a lot of people are really going to want to take advantage of in terms of just getting that for hostile grinding. Specifically, Gorn Loop, Nurse Chapel is the answer. So all of these are solid reasons to use the Vindicator. And then, of course, you have this one. This is probably the one that's going to be the biggest draw for a lot of players who are in the lower mid-level area. because we have confirmed if you get this and you pull this, you get all of these shards every day of which you don't already have. So if you already have Sloan, Kirk, and Spock, that means if I pulled this, I would get 3 Locutus, 3 Seven, 3 Janeway, 1 Lorca. Now, if you have all the FCs, then you're just getting the credits right here, which if you, depending on your level, you'll get epics, rares, etc. So this one, again, people like it. And then of course you have the one for upgrading the ship itself. And there is a research tree extension in the Starships tree where you can use your interdimensional data. Yeah, so there you go. You're getting acquisition for all FCs currently in the game. A lot of the higher or newer end Armada officers, say the ones for the past 2 years, and then obviously for the ship itself. I'll kind of go in my video more of, should you acquire this? The free-to-play path starts next month, and I was talking to Hamster yesterday about timelines, and timeline being or expected to be similar to the NX-01. Right? They're shooting, at least by what Hamster told me, he expects it to be about 100 days. But we'll see what it actually looks like once we get it. But give you best of Gorn crew, Flashman, I just said it, Isolytic officers, whoever you got. Janeway, Enterprise E Data, Enterprise E Picard, Nurse Chapel, Isolytic officers, the only answer. There's no other officers you can run, has to be Isolytic officers. That's the only thing that has effect against that. So gotta be ISO. Gotta be ISO. So Straight says our arenas worth going to 40, or is this what Copley wanted me to think about and it's a setup? I'll say this, and I say this every month. No feature coming out, none of them are worth you leveling up before you're ready. If you feel like you are ready to progress in Star Trek Fleet Command, then progress. But do not just like if you're sitting at level 39 and you're 25 million power, you're probably not ready. Don't do it just for the sake of content. Never level up for content. I'm sorry. I know they hate when I say that, but I just don't believe, in my experience working with thousands, and I'm not exaggerating, several thousand players in these positions, they don't end up happy when they do that. So level up because you've reached your goals and you're ready. You believe you're ready for the content up ahead. Don't do it just based on content coming out. I would not recommend that. So the patch note said Thursday Bruce talking about for the new ship. Yeah, so that'll be tomorrow is Thursday, but as far as the free-to-play launch, that starts next month. The ability to start unlocking the ship. Needed to hear it? I just keep it real with you, Straight Cash. Like, this is a fun game, but it's fun if you can ignore the FOMO. It's fun if you can not fall into traps. There's a lot of good stuff in this game. There's a lot of good stuff in this game. But at the same time, we all know that this game, in every form, in every level, is pushing you to one thing. And I'm trying to push you to fun. And if you happen to spin because you're having fun, that's amazing. That's my goal. I just want people to spin because they want to, not because they feel they have to. And after that, I feel like I've done my job and we're having fun. Are you going to spend your Trill tokens to get the Syndicate tokens? No, I will not get them. Now, again, just to remind everybody, I will be making my video on what to get in the event store in about 2 weeks, probably at the end of next week. As always, I recommend do not spend event store currency until the end. Save it. Another thing they don't like, because they'll do these little event store sales where they'll have like things there for like 3 days. But you want Rev's recommendation? Save. Doesn't matter that there's an event, Christian. Doesn't matter to me at all that there's an event. I would save. Save to the end. 2 reasons. 1, you know how much currency you have and what you can get. And 2, that way you don't miss if they add anything in. Right? Those are the big things. And for example, the Syndicate Prime that's available in the event store, while I'm not in any way saying that's bad, I actually love that we have Primes becoming more and more frequent. In fact, if y'all remember, it's something I've been pushing out for about a year, and I'm glad they're listening. Oh, dang, I was hoping I could see the store. But if you remember, you can get that Prime very easily in the Alliance store here in tournaments. Not very difficult. My low-level account, level 22, is already like 3/10 of the way there. 30%. That's math, right? So we'll go over that, and we'll wait. But Scopely wants you to spend event store currency now. Why do they want that? Because if you spend it now as the game progresses, and I'm not even saying this is a bad thing, it's just something you have to pay attention to. If you're spending all that now, that means when you do get to the end and you're a little short, what is the temptation? To buy a pack. right? Whereas if you saved it, then you can math it out. Like, okay, I know I've got 450,000. I'm not saying you're getting 450,000 loot. We don't know. I'm just using that as a number. Well, let's say you got 450. Well, then I know, for example, the Syndicate Prime is 150,000. So now I have 300,000 left. So, right, I can actually say, hey, here's my budget. This is what I can go after. And as a man who grew up poor, is now lower middle class and proud of it, I live off of budgeting. So that's why it's always my recommendation. Whereas if you spend it paycheck to paycheck, if you were right now, you're going to end up at the end going, well, I really want this. And do you buy to make that happen, or do you miss out? Right? So again, play whatever works for you. I'm always really big on waiting at least until we know whether they're going to add anything or not, right? Because right now you've got me and other content creators and moderators pushing for things to get added to the event store. Like, I'm going to keep screaming, Ferengi Whip, as well as other things that players are constantly asking for. Some people want new officers. Some people want different things. So until we know what's going to get there, we'll see. On the flip side, if I really want Janeway, then why wait? My rebuttal would be, why do you really want Janeway? Like, I'll be honest, not to be a hater, complete waste of currency. Unless you're just a completionist and you want to have everything. Like, you're just like, I gotta have all the things. Meh. Like, if that's the logic, then sure, go after Janeway, who, as you can see, I do not have. Do not have Janeway. Right? I do not have Janeway or 7. Like, unless it's just completion, like, your gameplay's not getting wildly crazy improved. Ming says, why is Lorca not in the event store? That one is actually really easy. Money, money, money. He just came out, man. They're trying to sell him. So either you buy the Vindicator to start slow sourcing him, or you buy Lorca. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Jerry says FC Janeway for Q trial cheesing. Yeah, I can already cheese Q trials with my Cerritos, my Titan, and I can punch well above my level anyway. Sure, I'm not completing the Q trials, but there's already been a person who beat the Q trials using a Sanctus, right? So what goals are we really pushing for? Do you want to be the first person to beat Q trials with a Vorcha? Like, I don't know, which is, I don't even think mathematically possible, and way more power creep needed. But again, you're asking my opinion on what I would do. If you really love it, Elvedin, then go get Janeway. I just don't see the point. That's just me, right? Mad Mel says, if you have Sloan FC and Lorca FC, are those your top 2? Those are the top 2 for sure. And my third would be Kirk, depending on the situation, the player, Spock. So that would be my top 4. Lorca is number 1, and it's not close. Then you got Sloan. Then it's Kirk / Spock. Then it's just, you know, down the list. So what is up with Voyager BPs and territory stores? So this is one of the unannounced changes that got made, that they're going to release more information when they do the territory run. But for those that missed it, several new services now exist, including a service in 3-star territories for Voyager. Now, actually reminds me, I need to check territory.lol. I don't remember if Gherkin has updated this yet or not. Let's see if Gherkin has updated this tool. Let's see, Voyager. He did update the tool. Nice. All right. So now we use this as an opportunity to pull up a great tool. And I say it's a great tool because I'm biased, because I helped make it. But here we go. So this is territory.lol. It's a website where you can go to, as an alliance, plan your territory battles, you know, determine what your cost is if you wanted to, you know, capture these, and you just said, hey, I'm going to math this out, and this is what we wanted. It goes over your times, cost. But anyway, if you just wanted to know, okay, where are the services? A couple things got added. For example, PvP Apex Barrier got added, which is a 1000% base Apex barrier to all ships when in combat with players during your takeover. This is now a service that can be activated. Here are the systems that it is in. This is a really neat, I love this tool because I can just click, bam, and see where services are. See, these 2-star territories, not the ones in the middle, they're all on the edges, have got PvP Apex barrier. Yeah, 1000 flat. Did I say percent, Jerry? 1000 flat Apex. Then you can come over here to Voyager. You just type in Voyager, show systems. There you go. You can see the 3-star systems, 6 systems with Voyager redeemed now as well. So really neat to be up in one that they did that. So there was a territory update. If you notice, the territory season just ended, but territory new season will be launching soon. And part of the new season has been they make changes. This wasn't in the patch notes, but when they talk about the launch of the new territory season, they will mention these things. But these are probably the two biggest things that I think a lot of you will notice, is especially for our low mid-level players, which is most players in this game, that is now easier way to source Voyager versus the Erosion grind, which is a pain in the neck. If nothing else, it speeds it up a little bit. And then the PvP barrier, which I'll be honest, a lot of the additions to, or a lot of the services in territory are kind of dead, right? They've been around for a long time. That doesn't have a ton of value anymore. But now a PvP Apex barrier enhancer does provide some value for PvP, like back in the day when the top alliances would fight for certain territories for some of the PvP bonuses. So again, that is the website territory.lol. Let me go ahead and type it into the chat. Y'all can go visit it if you want to at your own leisure. But yeah, Voyager, Apex Bear, some new things added in, which I think are neato. You let me know if y'all think they're neato in the chat. And that's why you didn't see it posted anywhere. So, and Abdul, I can't help with server 202 ascending right now. I'm currently streaming, my friend. You can hit me up on Discord or something like that. Hit me up on Discord. We'll see about if we can help y'all at all with Ascension. We will serve 709 Ascend soon. Not anytime soon, probably another 3 months. 709 and 710. Still got a while. I can, again, look into things like that for y'all. But the age of a server definitely comes into play. And 709 is not an old server. I mean, let's see how, let's just take a brief look at 709. I'm only looking at that one because it's a sister server. Technically not a sister server. But let's see what we got here. Pre-rank results. And there are 18, 19 level 39s. And there are 69. Hey, 69 players in the 30s. That's not ascendable. That's definitely not ascendable. So it's still got a while, right? That's not ascendable. Yeah, 69. All right, let's go find our spots. But keep throwing the questions. I love them. Thing says, what about the other fleet commander? Why did Scopely add them in the store, only Janeway? Because Janeway has no sourcing in the game, and she's been highly requested to get sourced. Now, she does have sourcing now through the Vindicator, but again, Vindicator is going to be something that most free-to-play players don't have until maybe the end of the year, around Christmas. But Janeway had no sourcing, whereas Seven has sourcing, Spock has sourcing, Kirk has sourcing, Locutus has sourcing, Sloan has sourcing. Janeway was left in the dry. She now has that in the event store based on players asking for her, but still would not be my personal choice for priority to go after. So, Pedro Samo, by the way, good to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. But Roman says, don't recall, has there been any talk or has it been asked to add more skins to the Amalgam Refinery or just anywhere in the game? Absolutely. Yeah, I bring that up quite often. There are not only skins for ship remodels, but also projectile refits like the snowflake that shoots out. All these things I bring up a lot in stream, and we are, definitely blessed to have content creators who have Scopely's ear at different points, and I know that they'll watch my content and stuff, and we'll keep mentioning that. The louder that gets, as in the more people who are asking, the better chance of that actually happening is. So, I mean, if y'all really are just sitting there like, man, I really, really, really want this, well, make it known, right? Make it known. Make sure that you are putting that in as feedback, whether that be through customer support tickets or bugging the community managers on the Discord or having content creators bring it up. But yeah, I've been bringing it up as well, and I'm hoping it leads to an improvement. Let's see. Is Scopely ever going to update away team missions? It'd be nice to have more missions with different officers or Syndicate XP. Also something that I brought up in recent months, and I hope so, but I don't have an answer. I do have a claim all button that I don't really care for, but it's there. Got a claim all button for you. And I'll go ahead and do my away teams now, since that is actually the mission. And if I do have one gripe, if there is a Scopely live ops person watching and listening right now, please stop running back-to-back away team days. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe Chad agrees with me. There's 350 people here already. You just did away teams for currency yesterday. Now you're doing away teams today for Battle Pass. Stop doing that. Oh. Now, is it easy for Rev's account because Rev has been preaching away teams for freaking forever? Yeah. This account has no problem. But you know what? My level 22 account struggles with that. Real pain in the butt. I know most people are not as in love with away teams as I am. Stop running back to back. Stop. And going by the chat where we immediately had 15, 20 people say, yeah, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop running them back to back. Give a little bit of a space. Goodness. All right. Anyway, there's Rev's little gripe. Don't like back-to-back days on things. You know, it's very similar to how like on Sunday you'll have a swarm event, Swarm Sunday, and then Monday there'll be a battle pass event. Ooh, hunt swarms. No, I don't want to hunt swarms. I did that yesterday. No. Anyway. How does free-to-play get the new ship? Chris, the free-to-play pathing and sourcing of the Vindicator will start next month. Next month. In an event, weekly event. Next month. So, our purchases. What a name. It says, how about stop back-to-back Armada-related events? Also, a completely fair one. The back-to-back thing, right? Yeah, we know what you're doing, Sculpey. You're not sneaky. We know what back-to-back's for. Stop it. All right. Let me go ahead and put in all these right now while we're sitting here so I don't forget. While we're grumbling and griping, let me go ahead and make sure I get my away teams set. And again, this account doesn't struggle with away teams because I've been preaching away teams for a long time. I get criticals every day. I don't have an issue with away teams on my main, but the other accounts I play are not as blessed. And it's really annoying that, like yesterday, I did not finish on my level 22 account. I got I got all but the top rung of the away team yesterday, and I was just SOL because I'm not loaded up with speed ups on that account yet. It's only a couple months old, and yeah, man, is what it is. Already got that one. And is there any tactical laying around? Let's do that one because we have two of the same mission. I'll take my 35% and not gripe too much about it, and away we go. Use trade XP for this particular event? Yes. Yesterday's you could not. Yesterday's you could not use trade XP for. Today you can, right? So the battle pass one, you tend to be able to do that. The one that they'll run is like an event, whether it's for currency or mats. You know, it's up to the arc runner's discretion on how that runs. So, yeah, there's Rev's opinion. M31 survey went out on private. They're about to get blasted so hard. MB, I'm very curious to know the questions. I haven't seen that survey yet. Shoot it to me on Discord if you would not mind. He says, yesterday I accidentally used traits. Yeah, and that means that you kind of up the creek, right, Jenny? Because, well, it didn't count for anything. Now, the good news is you got to upgrade officers, right? Like, you got to make them better for whatever it is that you're trying to go after, which is good. But at the same time, like, you hate in a game that essentially stresses efficiency. Unless you want to be a spender, you have to be efficient. And that's kind of like another FOMO you can get caught into. Like, working so hard to be free to play can be a just absolute mind wreck. You want things to matter, and it can make you want to kick yourself when you have an oopsie like that. And I definitely get that. Kal-El, good to see you. Good afternoon to you as well. And what ops level do the level 50 ships show up in the away team store? The Trip, that is 60% of the rep and level 48, if I'm remembering right, if you're wanting to go after the epics. Thank you for the reminder. I actually need to go pull the Enterprise A because I'm actually trying to build that one. Even though I'm past it now, I still want it. So thank you for the reminder. I believe it's level 48 and you need 60% of the rep. And then there's mine right there. Sadly, still no 5-star ships in these away teams. Speaking of things that need to get updated, 5-star ships win. And by the way, I do bring that up with the VIP community managers and bring it up with Copley itself. And so far, no luck. But that doesn't mean it'll never happen. Guess you should go 48 if you're ready. If you're ready, if that's part of your plan, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let me go back into this store and do our Armada chest real quick. And I need to go run more of those. But I got plenty of resistance bounties. Do they have 5-star ships in the event store? Yes. They do indeedy. I would actually classify the return rates in the event store for ship BPs as terrible. And I would never recommend you go after normal ship BPs in a treasury. Especially ships, sure, that makes sense, right? But I actually do not like the idea of going after, say, a Vorchok. I just do not feel the returns are very good. And with the game providing more and more ways to get faction credits, platinum, etc., not hard to just pay them off that way. That's just my opinion. And Samo, did you send Rico the calendar? Because I still need to post it. In fact, you know what? I'll do it after stream. Somebody please remind me to post the calendar after stream so I don't forget. I actually feel bad that because I usually have it on day one, and it's not Viper's fault. Viper made the calendar, as he always does. Viper did amazing. I forgot it. But the calendar is up. Silvus, we're not promoting Lube's content. That's kind of rude, dude. Don't promote Lube's content. I love Lube and I shout Lube out. Don't need you promoting Lube. I've got the calendar. We'll come to Rev for the calendar. Let's not do that, man. Like, it's very friendly around here, but let's not promote somebody else when you're literally in my stream. Have been any confirmation why Gwen isn't in the event store? Nope. But, mainly, I think that's just going to be very similar to how Strange New World Una was back in the day, if you remember with the Mantis. That is locked behind that specific event store. Like, this is for that. So, Gwen DeMarco, Galactic Invasions. That's my assumption, but I'll be honest, I've not brought it up. I've not specifically asked about it. Thank you, Viper. Very much appreciated. If you or anyone you know gotten a full ship unlock for those Amada packs, yeah, plenty of times, Random Gamer. The RNG for getting a full unlock is stupid low, so please don't think that that's a valid form of sourcing. It's a lucky, hey, it happened. But yes, I actually know several people. I mean, it happens in my Discord all the time. Somebody gets a full pull of an ISS jelly or something, they come and show off. You know, players in 5-star will somehow get, you know, stupid amounts of Vorchop BPs and be like, hey, Rev, I got mine for free. It happens. What is RNG? Good question, Brian. RNG simply stands for random number generator. It just means the odds of you getting something in a game. So a lot of things like refinery pools, etc., are all set up with RNG or odds for what your pulls are going to be. And as you can probably imagine, in this game, it can be quite stingy. Nick says they actually got the ISS full pull right after completely building the first ISS jelly they got. Makes sense. Makes sense. Good times. That's happened to several people I know as well, which is kind of a bummer, not gonna lie, but you did still end up with an ISS jelly, and even though the ISS jelly has no real reason to invest in it for combat or practical use, now that the scrapping method has become achievable for free to play, and that's a thing, you can scrap it later. It took me 5 years before you got a full pull of the ISS jelly. That's a long time, Steve Towns, but you still got it, right? And it's tough to be negative about getting a free ship. So, hey, congrats. I'll be honest, I'm jealous. Like, I don't get full pulls of ships. I mean, I wish. I've gotten full pulls of officers, of course. I think everybody here has gotten full pulls of officers, but you really need to get a full pull of a ship. All right, let me go ahead and start doing my freebooters. And yeah, Jelly Brawl is there, Brigadier. And I should note that you don't need to upgrade an ISS Jelly to do Jelly Brawl. An ISS Jelly can do Jelly Brawl at tier 1 with whatever crew you want to throw on it, honestly. But yeah, Jelly Brawl, especially if you're level 39 and in the 40s, super good event. Not as valuable once you get into the 50s, but it is still there if you want 4-star stuff. Yeah. The ISS Jelly, if you have all the research done, is a very nice loot. I don't know what you're asking, Brian, but yeah. Have a full pull of Strange World Pythia today. Congrats, Elvident. Fenris, good to see you. You're skipping the Jelly Brawl for the first time today at Ops 55. Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of, I forgot to turn on my Cerritos. It is Wednesday. For those that don't remember, it is Cerritos Wednesday. And if you haven't already, here is your reminder to go to the website, StarTrekFleetCommand.com. And here, I actually don't think I can pull it, but there it is on the browser. If you haven't already, go pull your mission key. Just a reminder, we do have a mission key event going up right now, so you need to go to the store on the website and hit web gifts, and I can do it in 5 hours. So I can't do it yet. 5 hours I can do it. But if you haven't already, go pull your mission key. Just want to make sure I remind you, and y'all can remind me tonight during the Twitch stream, because I likely won't remember until then. So yeah, there are promo codes MB. I did remember to post the promo codes on Facebook and YouTube, but if you are below level 40, your promo code is Trill1. And if you are above level 40, your promo code is Trill2 to get some goodies for this month, officer charge, etc. How's the new ship overall? It is very meh. I'll be honest. Would I buy it? No. Would I get it? Yes. Absolutely want it. Would I buy it? No. It's just my personal opinion. Jerome, good to see you. What level would you suggest scrapping the jelly as a 44? I hope you and your family are doing well. Jerome, answer is simple. I wouldn't scrap the ISS jelly until you are getting a profit out of it. Now, I just made a video about that. Not sure if you've seen it yet, but you can unlock enough researches, especially with the free-to-play primes that we have with Dolomite and stuff, where you can make a profit out of it. I would not do it unless you just want something to dump into for, say, an event on like leaderboard scoring. But generally speaking, I would not spin into the ISS jelly until you've made it to profitable. And if you make it to the profitable stuff, then sure, go after it. Oh, nice spawns. That's nice. That's lovely. But anyway, I would wait. Now, the answer after that is you always want to, with the exception of like 2 ships in the game, you always want to scrap at max level. So you want to take it all the way, in this case, to level 60, and then you would scrap it. So you don't want to scrap it at like level 30, right? You want to take it all the way and then do it that way. But again, I would personally wait on leveling it unless you have 2 reasons. Number one, you've actually made it to where you can get a profit out of it, as in you are going to get more in return than you're going to spend, or you simply want to do a leaderboard. That would be the only reasons why. ABC, good to see you. You maybe will have a few jellies ready by the time this research is ready. It's true. Like I just now, and keep in mind that a lot of this just now started happening, right? The ability to get the jelly free to play profitable as a scrap is a recent phenomenon with everything they're adding in the game. It was thanks to things like Mirror Universe, the free Dolomite sourcing for those primes, that now you can do that. But it's still not something that I expect a lot of people to have right now, unless they're a spender. So, Sugar Fat Man says, closing in on 2 years of pulling the G3 Epic Armada chest regularly with 0 ISS Jelly full pulls. But have you gotten an ISS Jelly, Sugar Fat Man? I am curious, since John Connor has now ascended to 40 plus. You are now one of the highest level 39s left. What about you? You've gotten 2 of them. Not bad. You think of Valdor will be profitable scrap? No. No. ISS Jelly is unique. Now, keep in mind, at some point, like with more and more of this power creep, with more and more of these things getting thrown in, yes. Can it happen? Absolutely. Is it there now? No. Not yet. Well, we actually did a comparison. After I did the ISS Jelly video, we went and looked at where researchers are now and like, okay, are any other ships kind of following the same mold? And sadly, no. At least not yet. Raj, congratulations on making it to top 100 for all level 45s in Star Trek Fleet Command. That's a lot of people. There are currently, let me give us some numbers, some numbers. There are currently over 5,000 people at level 45. And here you are in the top 100. So good job. Now you just gotta get in the top 5 because that's where I always am. So if you're gonna brag, you gotta at least be as good as Rev, if not better. So get to work. Also, Chrono, appreciate you. Love the graph. But Chrono, do you have an update in what we were talking about yesterday? I would love to show the people. I saw that you were here earlier, Chrono. Don't know if you're still listening, but do you have the numbers to the Vindicator ship that we were taking a look at yesterday? Would love to show everybody. Because yesterday's numbers were pretty surprising for me. But I'm curious what everybody else thinks. Ahmed says, if I'm going to buy something for the first time and only with real money in this game, is that a question, Ahmed? I felt like you were trying to ask a question and like you hit send too soon. So I'll wait. MB says, Op 66 now and stop building and scrapping ships at Op 63. When I finish G5 buildings and research, not worth the effort past that. Well, it's not, MB. And it just comes down to the simple logic of they won't turn G5 scrapping into anything for y'all. Remember, for those that don't know, the VIP have been asking for quite some time for scrapping to be made available for G5 ships because everybody's used to it being a mechanic. Well, they keep saying no. I do want to show y'all this though. I figured this actually might be interesting to some of you. Shout out to Chrono who's been tracking this, and this is something that I brought up to him to start tracking. Shout out to STFC statistics. I asked him to start tracking this when the NSEA happened. So we know in the first 48 hours, the NSEA sold over 11,000 ships, right? We can track this by the people who are participating in the leaderboards. Well, so far, we're about 26 hours into this arc, and so far over 8,000. So in half the amount of time, over 8,000 of the new ship has sold. Now, I'm not telling y'all to go buy it. I just figure that y'all enjoy learning and having this type of information. I just feel it's interesting to know. But by comparison, as you can see on the screen, the NSEA sold 11,000 in 48 hours. And the new ship creeping up to €1 million in sales so far, $99 a chip. There you go. So people seem to be more receptive to the Vindicator, which gives me mad Homeworld vibes. If you've never played the game Homeworld, great PC sci game, but reminds me so much of Homeworld in terms of the aesthetics and everything. But there you go. Just figure that would be nice, and people would enjoy it. All right. Jerome says, I claim I'm free to play, but I bought second builder queue. I'm denying I'm a spender and still free to play. Does that count? Jerome, you're going to run into two different groups of people. One group of people who will be like, of course, no big deal. And then you have a group, and I'm not saying these people are wrong. You have a group of purists who believe free to play is pure free to play. Never spent a dime, never won a battle pass, none of that. I'll be honest. If you bought an extra builder and you spent $5, I'm going to lump you in with the free to play group. I hate to be that guy, but I know that free to play by nature is free to play. I get that that's how it is, but we're talking about a game that is different than most games. Like, use this on the screen as an example. Most games you go into, like I've gotten to work directly with the following companies: Scopely, NetEase, which is Eve Echoes. Niantic, had a buddy that worked there, got to really pick his brain about Pokemon Go. Paradox, which has made amazing games like Hearts of Iron 4 and Crusader Kings, etc. They made a Star Trek game, worked with them. Gaijin, which is War Thunder, which is a game that y'all see me stream multiple times a week on Twitch, and work with them still. The amount of like dollar per user in Star Trek Fleet Command is insanely high. Our people spend way more than the average gamer in any other game, right? There are only 200,000, 250,000, depending on what month we're looking at, people playing Star Trek Fleet Command. Yet the game's making as much money, if not more, than games with 5 times the player base. So free to play in War Thunder is legitimately $0. I consider free to play in Star Trek Fleet Command because it is such a small populace that has so many people who have spent just $5. I include people who spent extra builder, extra research, and stuff like that. Maybe they bought one flash pass. The level 62 that I'll be interviewing 1 week from today is level 62. He bought the following. He won a battle pass from a content creator. He bought the Devore pack for whatever reason that ate his brain up. That's it. Although there'll be people who, and I actually had somebody message me when I said this is who I'm going to interview to talk about the free-to-play experience at a higher level. Like, well, he's not free-to-play. I'm like, look, man, if you really think that getting to level 62 was augmented by winning a free battle pass and buying a Devore pack, fine. The $20 Devore pack, by the way. Whatever. I lump that into free to play. So this has become like a long-winded ramble. Not meant to do that, but hey, I would classify you as Rom. Yeah, you're still in the free to play group. Long story short. Yeah, I got a problem with rambling. Is the Vindicator worth it? Is it worth buying today? In my opinion, no. Does it have a nice refinery? Of course. It does. Would I personally buy it right now? No, I would not. That's just my opinion, though. You can make the decision for yourself. We've still not finished pulling in all of the data, so I can't give you like a great rundown quite yet. I can tell you how the refinery works and everything, but I don't really think that I would free to play grind it started next month. That's what I would personally do. If you find value in the refinery, which is giving you Armada officer sourcing, fleet commander sourcing, and a research tree that is solid. I mean, the Vindicator will become a strong ship with this research tree completed. Yeah, go after it. I'm just personally not really into this one. And I will say that while having just shown y'all, clearly I don't speak for everybody because this thing is set to almost double the sales of the NSCA Protector in the first 48 hours. Like it's going crazy. Personally, I wouldn't buy it. Jerry says, I'd only buy it if I was G6 for Sigma speedups. That's fair. That's fair. So, any chance of whip being added to the event store? Is there a chance? Yes. Is it going to happen? I will keep fighting for it until it does. Not going to sit here and tell you that it is happening, but I will continue to fight for it until it does. Who's going to buy mine? Yeah, good question, Cardo. Now, for those who are curious how Rev has one, and I'm always big on transparency, all the official NDA content creators, me, Lou, DJ, No One Shower, etc., all got given the Vindicator to build, show off, and let people decide for themselves. So, for me, meh. I just I don't think it's bad. I'm just not going out of my way for it. It's not something that I would spend on. But there you go. There you go. The said wannabe isn't official content creator yet. I mean, I want you to be one, Chrono. But at the same time, there's no real point in being one. There's no real benefit of being there. My benefit is I get to give away 10 battle passes a month, and I love doing that. Our next battle pass giveaway, for those curious, is this upcoming Friday night on Twitch. If you aren't part of our Twitch family, that is one of the benefits of being part of the Twitch family, is we give away our battle passes over there. But our next battle pass giveaway is Friday night, and I will give away another 5. And we also are running a thing where for every 5 new signups we can get on our website to support us, I will also use my own money to buy battle passes and give away more. So if we can get people to sign up on our website, revenues.com, I'll also give away battle passes with my own money so that more people can have more winnings. Because it's fun to win battle passes. It just is. It's fun. Another advantage is free British insults. This is also true. Free British insults. Yay. They gave the British a free ship. They did. They did indeed. I think Stewie got one as well. I could be wrong, but if Stewie's here, you can chime in. I think Stewie got one. Yeah. And again, this is just me about being transparent. I always want to tell people what I get, how I got it, etc. Erwin says, as I understand, there will be a weekly event for Vindicator Refinery. I guess it's to slow everyone down. Warp cores need that currency too. Will there be a weekly event also for, my understanding, source? Oh, got a message. What is this? Oh, good question. I didn't think about that. I'll have to figure that out. Good question, wife. Forgot about that. All right. Work. I'll keep everybody updated. Anyway, Stewie got 3 of them because Scopely likes them the best. Wow, if Stewie got 3 of them and you activated the taunt on each one, which one wins? Which one is the tauntiest? Have you stopped giving away BPs on YouTube? Chris, I don't know. When's the last time I ever did that? It's been Twitch for the longest. I don't know when the last time I gave away a battle pass on YouTube was. So, I mean, I guess yes. I don't remember if I ever actually have. If I did, I have definitely forgotten that I did it. Might use a Vindicator just to clean out zero nodes and OPC miners. Hey, that's the thing. Taunt rotation like an MMO raid. I mean, I guess. I mean, maybe if you could put a Vindicator in each formation armada, I don't know. Whatever floats y'all's boat. Or regular group armada. You won one on YouTube? Well, maybe I did do one back in the day. I'm getting old, so memory is not what it used to be. Also, Martin, thank you so much for supporting me and my family. I just saw this as it pinged up. And Martin, by the way, if you have all 6 of those tiers of the Vindicator, or if you have tier 5 and tier 4, I've still got to put those in on the refinery details. Thank you. And thank you so much for supporting me and my family. It means a lot. They just donated to support. Thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for supporting me and the kids. How's the event store loot tracking so far? Well, we've only got 24 hours, and of course the events that you've posted, Viper, but without knowing exactly how much those events are, I don't really have an educated guess quite yet. In fact, I don't actually believe that the main spreadsheet has gotten updated yet. So I'd have to go check and see if they've done the event store spreadsheet and actually made it for this month yet. But with it only being 24 hours, I don't have a rough guess. I can tell you this. The first 24 hours are significantly more currency than we got the last time around. I know that's not really saying a lot, but it's a lot. I mean, the last gift of currency to start last month was like, what was it, like 10,000 or something? I mean, it was a handful of currency. I'm currently sitting on 51,000. Right, so the first 24-hour amount is definitely higher, and I've noticed that on both accounts. You know, the gift you got and everything was better, but I don't know what it's going to end up being. Let me get a good week's worth of tracking, and then I'll be like, hey, this is what we're currently expecting people to get. All right. MB, I don't know what you're talking about. You said read the note. Was there a note? I see a Discord message. I don't see a note. Here, let me look. Let me look. Let me look. Give me a second. Well, Martin, I appreciate that, but I can't do that, buddy. That's not how that works. I appreciate your dono, but you said donate 5 battle passes a day. That's not even enough to do 5 battle passes. So, I mean, I appreciate it, but that's... I mean, if I need to send it back to you, I can, but that's not enough to even give away 5 battle passes if I wanted to. So I appreciate it, But thank you. But if you want, I can send you your money back. But like, I can't give away 5 battle passes on what you donated if we're doing it out of my own money. I mean, battle passes cost $20 each. So I mean, minimum that's $100. Minimum. That's not counting taxes anybody has to pay because yay, America, taxes. Do you think the Vindicator should have a translink research so it works against Borg solos? Yeah. I mean, yes and no. Do I think that if you want to sell something as an armada ship like the Vindicator, should it work against everything? Sure. At the same time, this thing is not meant to deal damage. To be very clear, it's made to be a tank. It's not meant to give you DPR. You can still take it to a Borg solo if you want to, because it's made to be this, whole health. It's made to be strong, and it has research that improves its shields. That's what it's made to be, right? You can still use that if you wanted to, but it's made to be a tank. And if you're not familiar with like MMOs and going out and doing dungeons, you typically have a party of, let's just say you have a party of 5. Here's what you would typically do. You'll have 1 tank, 1 healer / support role, and 3 DPS. Or you'll have 2 DPS, 1 support, 1 healer, 1 tank, right? So there's always a mix of how you do those things. I'm not against it having a translink research. I get the point, but the whole point of that ship is to not deal damage. And this is what we did videos of it yesterday's stream. Let's see if I still have that log laying around. It's been a while. 17 hours? No, that would have been longer ago than that. Immortal Miners, that was me doing the grind. There it is, Jem'Hadar flagship. So this is me testing it out with Vindicator, Kelvin, and Valdor. It went 6 rounds. Only the Vindicator got hit, but the Vindicator doesn't really do damage. See, like even the Valdor doing over 5 mil with a crit, the Vindicator with a crit doing 400,000. The Vindicator's not made to deal damage. The Vindicator is made to suck up the damage being dealt to you, which is what it's doing right here, right? Takes a shot from the flagship, saving the Valdor and the Kelvin, and the Kelvin and the Valdor do all the boom booms. There's the Kelvin hitting a boom boom. The Vindicator, just real low damage output. And that's to be expected, right? Like that isn't to say that the Vindicator can't get stronger. It has, and I would call it a nice research tree where it will get some bonuses against certain armadas. And we can certainly argue TransLink deserves to be in that set. Scroll all the way to the end. You see, we have the shields getting a boost, hull repair versus solos, armada shield repair. Then there's your taunt damage. You can argue, hey, throw one here for the Borg if you want to. But the whole point of the Vindicator is to focus on me and soak up damage, not to deal damage. All right. Denise says there's one point I would like to understand about Fleet Commander polling. Do you say you pull and have no FC at all? First, only missing 1. Do you get more shards in ladder case? No, you get exactly what is presented. So let me show that refinery and then we'll explain it. So here is the Fleet Commander refinery. If you hit this button, obviously can't, you'll get every single one of these. You're going to get given those, but since there's not like an overflow system, if you have a maxed Kirk, then you won't get anything. You'll just have gotten nothing. But if you, for example, came into this game, you had nothing, and you bought the Vindicator, like you somehow were level 40, you bought the Vindicator and had no fleet commanders, and you hit this button, you would get all of these. All of them. Is that exciting? I don't know. But that's how it works. But if you already have them, you do not get them. Like, if you already have Kirk Spock, you're not getting +3 to 7 in Janeway. MB says, send on Discord, Vindicator didn't take the damage. Did you have the taunt activated? Here, let me respond to this real quick. All right, Martin. So I see your screenshot, but did you activate the Vindicator taunt? Because I don't see the taunt listed in the layers. Did you activate the taunt? You forgot about FC dust? I guess you're right. I did forget about FC Dust. Oh well. Well, MB, you have to activate the taunt for it to soak up damage. So I hate to use it right now because, well, time limit. But you have to actually activate this. It has a 1 hour cooldown. They're right, you get dust. Well, thank you for the correction. I forgot about dust. Obviously, I haven't gotten to pull it yet, but none of the ones that sent to me discussed the dust, but did discuss what shards were gotten. All right, so here you go. This is the, to me, it's a big negative. 1 hour cooldown. And the timer, if you don't have a high level, is pretty bad. Like the timer is really, really, really low. So go ahead and just do a little boosty for our event. So yeah, if I did a test now, I can only show y'all like one armada. That's where my timer is currently at. One. Very meh. Meh. When do Epic FC credits kick in? Ops 51 plus. You have to be in G5, Chewy. So Ops 51 and above. You got to be in G5. You think TransLink should be for every special ship? No, I don't, Jeffrey. I do not. Is the upgrade of the Vindicator slow like the Defiant or other support ships? I mean, it seems pretty slow so far, but again, we're 24 hours in, Viper. We haven't really gotten to even see what the event looks like. Seems slow because there's even a limit to how much they're letting people buy to upgrade it. I think 6 is as high as people have been able to go so far. The people haven't been able to max it if they wanted to. So, do we have isolitic damage exocomps yet? No. Yeah, tier 6 max. So even if you wanted to max it out, it's currently not possible, but we also haven't really run through the event structure yet. So we'll know when we get there. We got to get through all the events, see how they work out, play out, and then we'll have a better idea of how things are going to look. It's the same way with the event store currency. Like, can't really know yet until we actually take the time to go through everything and see. All right. What else we got? I want to get all the questions that we can. Hey, Rev, can you rank fleet commanders from best to worst, most valuable to least? Sure, Andy. I've done it already today, but we'll do it again. Lorca, Sloan, Kirk, Spock. Depending on what you like, 7 Janeway, then Locutus. Like Janeway 7, there are different reasons to like Janeway, different reasons to like 7. But yeah, I would do Lorca, Sloan, Kirk, Spock, Janeway 7, Locutus. Locutus is not only in the bottom, he's like way down there. But that was how I would rank them. That's where I would rank them. All right, let's redock this because I'm not going to do that quite yet. I still need to do a couple for a video, and obviously getting these logs is a real pain in the butt. Piper says the events are a false, or they believe that the events are a false indicator of free-to-play, the upgrade path. By the time free-to-play get the Vindicator, those events won't be running. Also a fair point. So, I mean, the Vindicator is very much a wait-and-see type ship. It's also why, if people ask me should they go buy it, I don't really think so. Not that I think that it's bad by itself, but it does nothing right now that changes your game in a positive way. I'll use an example or a comparison. The NSEA, as annoying as maybe you might have been that, oh, they're not doing Star Trek. Not that the Vindicator is a Star Trek ship, but you got an immediate game-changing feature when you got the NSEA Protector. That's not the case with the Vindicator. Does the Vindicator make your life in the game better? Sure. Yeah. You rank 7-9 at the top, James. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but you're wrong. Like, please don't ever tell anybody that 7-9 is the best fleet commander because she's nowhere close to the best. But I respect that you like her. Are you sure you just don't like her because she's Jerry Ryan? You sure you don't just like her because she's Jerry Ryan? But the Vindicator is nice to have, but it does not drastically improve your gameplay. Now, we can speak to that being, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking at both sides of my neck. The NSEA is amazing because Mirror Universe is so ungodly bad, right? So that is why the NSEA is like game-breakingly must have. It's so good because the design of the Mirror Universe is bad. People didn't like it. Every survey we've done said the majority of people don't like the Mirror Universe. That's not how armadas are. Armadas are pretty dang doable by everybody unless you just flat out rush your account. So because of that, the Vindicator is not really needed. Like if you get the Vindicator, it is not making your gameplay better. Very few people are going to notice improved gameplay because of the Vindicator, because armadas are something people have been focusing on for years. And most of them will come to content creators, whether it be me or somebody else, and they know the crews. They know at level 30, they're running Perk Spot Con. They know at level 50, they're running the Cisco crew. People just don't need it. Is it nice to have? Sure. So I hate to like make it sound like I'm trying to make people buy the NSCA because it's bad. And clearly that didn't happen because people didn't really buy the NSCA compared to the Vindicator in the first 24 hours. But the Vindicator is entering into a realm that didn't really need help. It has a very nice refinery, and I will give it the praise I think it's due for the refinery. But if you get the Vindicator, even if you're like Martin and took it to tier 6, you're not really impacting your gameplay. You're just getting a nice refinery. Similarly, I would compare it to the Gorn Eviscerator. The Gorn Eviscerator is the same way. The Gorn Eviscerator does not improve your gameplay. It gives you access to a nice refinery. That's what the Vindicator does. Now, I would actually say that depending on the type of player, the Vindicator might be more or less valuable than the Eviscerator. Some people are using the Eviscerator more as a disco than they are as an Eviscerator, right? And I think that as players level up and they have to choose between the two, it makes sense for some people to use the Spacer Rip with the Eviscerator instead. So maybe that is giving them a little bit more gameplay. Other people might use the Vindicator more. But both of them are very one-trick pony, entering into fields where they weren't really needed, but both have good refineries attached to them. So it's kind of for y'all to decide if that has value to you. I am a person who only really spends in Star Trek Fleet Command if I feel like I'm getting what I would classify as immense immediate value to my gameplay, which means not the Vindicator. The NSCA is a must-have because, like many people, I struggle with the concept of the mirror universe and don't typically enjoy it. I'm even one of those people, I don't try faction grind, even though that is actually really cool because I don't want to be just completely negative. One really cool thing about the mirror universe is you can legitimately try faction grind. Like you can go get the traders here and build up 3 factions all at once. That is kind of neato. You're gonna do the hostile view. Like for example, in Mirror Doloron, you can go grind all 3 of your factions up at one time at a pretty decent rate, depending on what level you're at and what level those hostiles you're chasing. That is a neat feature. Here they are in Mirror Morska. I don't do it just because I don't like the concept of me individually hopping from system to system, spending time in there, etc., etc. It's not something I'm a fan of, but there are definitely people who are doing it. So it's just how much does it affect your gameplay? How much does it positively impact it? And for me, the Vindicator doesn't do that. But at the same time, and just to put it on the screen one more time, while I'm saying this, more people bought the Vindicator in the first 24 hours than the NSCA. So y'all make the decision for yourself. Is the refinery worth it to you? If you want better fleet commander sourcing, if you want better officer sourcing, etc., have at it. Would you ever go on the Star Trek boating cruise? I don't make enough money for that, Mateo. That cruise is very expensive. And that's great. I love that it exists. I've wanted to go on the Star Trek cruise for many, many years. I've talked about it many, many times. I remember talking about it when I lived at the old house. But like the 2025 cruise price, just to give you an example, for one ticket, you have to join the wait list. The cheapest ticket is $2,000. That's the cheapest ticket, $2,000. You can go to Carnival Cruises right now and find a cruise for $500 for a week. That's a week of food, goofing off, and going to comedy clubs and stuff. $500. Rev is not on Star Trek cruise level money. Rev is on Carnival Cruise Line level money. And I'll eat the slop that they provide on the Carnival cruises. I haven't even been on one of those in like 4 years. So Rev just can't afford to go on Star Trek cruises. All right. Not including travel costs to get to Florida. Also true, because when me and my wife have done Carnival cruises, that's out of New Orleans. So it's actually in my state. It's not that big of a deal. We just go park our car at a friend's house and then cruise on out. Guys, burgers are delicious. Yeah. Look, I love Guy Fieri's burger stuff on the Carnival Cruise Line. Absolutely. That's actually one of the best. You can ask my wife. Every time we've gone, I'm like, you've got to pick a ship. This is going to be ridiculous, but y'all ask my wife the next time she's on Twitch. I legitimately will be like, we've got to pick a boat that has a Guy Fieri's burger joint on the Lido deck. Have to have it. But that's not the point. Point is, Rev don't go Star Trek cruise because Star Trek cruise is pricey. So I'd have to miss a week, then pay for a cruise, then pay for a trip to Florida. It's just too much money. You should do a Carnival cruise over Halloween so you can cosplay as Star Trek characters. There you go. That's the closest I'm going to get. Back to the game itself, though. Back to the game we all know and love. Yeah, let me finish boosting this tribute for no reason and get back to answering questions about the month, the arc, and if y'all have anything, hit me up. Viper, are there any updates that need to get done to the calendar? Again, I will be posting this in the Discord, the Facebook, etc. for those who need it. Y'all can check it out. Just getting back to the game from a long few work months. What important? Focus on Oz 56. Matthew, there's no way I can give you that. This game releases way too much content. Whatever you were working on before, finish that. And then if you message me directly, we can kind of take an idea or take a look at where your account's at. But this is not a game where you can just leave for 6 months, come back, and then somebody give you a 2-sentence response of, hey, focus on this. That's not how Star Trek Fleet Command works, man. You basically have been gone 6 years. Because most games in 6 months will put out as much content as Scopely does in 1 month, or even not even that. It might take them a year to put out a full expansion that STFC basically launches every month. So hit me up and we'll go over it. I mean, because if you've missed 3 months, you've missed Mirror Universe, you've missed the recent additions with the Armada officers, you've missed Galactic Invasions, you've missed Alliance tournaments, you missed a lot. So, Sky Protector, so in and out of Mirror Universe. There you go. There you go. Do the Overlords know the Milestone Collection banner is broken? I have not asked them about that, Caleb. If you can imagine that my past 24 hours in terms of passing along bugs has been quite busy. So, as soon as it's been discussed, so sorry in advance, do we know when we'll start getting space work circuits? How much do we expect to get per week? We do not know how much we're going to get per week, and we are waiting to see the events themselves. What's pricey, Mateo? What's pricey? What's pricey? You know when the next treasures do? We have 2 treasures a month. They're generally spaced about 2 weeks apart. We have a regular treasury, which includes officers. It's based off usually like a station pack. Then we have a parts treasury, which is based off a ship pack. They run about every 2 to 3 weeks. The event calendar has not been shared in the Discord yet, William. I'm going to be doing it as soon as stream wraps up. I will share the event calendar in my Discord, and I'll also go throw it on my Facebook page. For those that don't know, we do have a Facebook page. Not because I particularly am big into Facebook. I just know that a lot of y'all still use Facebook. So if you didn't know, we actually do have a Facebook page, and you can message me there. You can find info there. You can find the videos there. So there's the Facebook page, and then we'll drop the link to the Discord as well. Here you go. Here's the Facebook page if you ever wanted to go see it. See, like, there's the codes, and there's yesterday's video, and there's comments and everything else. So there's all the stuff. Has your relationship with Scopely improved from where it was years ago? No. No. Definitely not. Definitely not. Rev have Viv on the best export favors to get / order to get after Crypt Floors max. I don't actually think I did one about what to get after you've maxed Crypt Floor. I don't think we actually did that. It's a good idea for a video, though. Good idea for a video. 2 things. Was there a giveaway code, and what Dr. Tiana used for it? Yeah, there is a giveaway code. I actually just had it on the screen, and I have shared that everywhere. Here are your giveaway codes for this month. Trill 1 and Trill 2. So there you go. There are your codes for the month. Good? Good. Great. As far as Dr. Tiana, which we do love, our kitty cat doctor, we'll go ahead and jump in here. We'll sort by group, and we'll go find Dr. Tiana real quick. Where's Dr. Tiana? Right here. So, below deck ability, I'll start around against players, increases your ISO defense. I know a lot of PvPers have had her below, generally towards the end after things like 7 of 9, etc. And then you have the make a mess. on round start has a 40% chance of applying a random state. This can be important for obviously a lot of officers that we have that are dependent on a state being active. So that is a neat ability for officer. I would say that generally she mostly gets used in PvP as a below decker, but the officer ability is interesting depending on what combos you're trying to run. So sorry to hear that. It seems like they have something against you. I don't know if they have something against me. I speak my mind. I have no problem with speaking my mind. And I will buck against the system probably more than I should at times. But at the same time, everybody's entitled to be who they are and what they want to be. And I think that's fine. You know, I say the same thing about Scopely. If they want to continue to charge $100 for a ship and stuff like that, and that's their model, more power to them. But at the same time, just because I do have an NDA with them and they are gracious enough to let me have an NDA and give away battle passes, even though I do have negative things to say, I'm going to say, hey, I don't think the ship's worth buying. Like, they gave me the ship and I legitimately say thank you. It saves me $100 so that I can test out the ship, so that I can start working on the spreadsheets. Here are the spreadsheets. Yay. Oh, wrong one. Wrong. There we go. Yay. Yay, spreadsheets. I can actually work on these and put in data. And it's all because Scopely allows me to get the ship that I can contribute to that. But at the same time, this also says, okay, what's your honest opinion? My honest opinion is this is not worth paying $100 for. So it is better than the sarcophagus, Mateo, because this has a great refinery. The sarcophagus does not, but this has a fantastic, I don't know, I'm sorry, back it up. It does not have a fantastic refinery. It has a good refinery, and you can take advantage of that. And it has the best angry face butt bottom back thingy ever. I love the angry face. I actually wish this was the front. Like, this is the front. It's fine. It looks like something out of like the Alien dropship or Homeworld, but the angry old man back here is hilarious, and I love this. It's funny. Angry old man. Okay, that was weird. What was that light? What was that light? All right, that was weird. Anyway, has a good refinery. That's my opinion on it. So, and I will say that, yes, I do not have a great working relationship with a lot of people at Scopely. There are some people that have a great working relationship there, but I am grateful for being able to do some of the things that I do. I'm going after Fleet Commander slot. Didn't get it last time. It was short last time. Makes sense, Benjamin. Makes sense. Surprised they didn't bolt on some Federation nacelles like the Eviscerator. Completely fair. How am I doing, TJ? I'm doing great. How are you doing today? Thank you for asking, and welcome on in. Hold on, I gotta go over here and check. See, my problem is I don't want to claim this. I gotta skip it, so I can't use my claim all as soon as I do my freebooters. Vindicator purchase is really for the refinery. I'd like to use it for my G6 armadas, but even at tier 5, warp range is garbage. See, I actually think the warp range is really good. Come at me, bro, but that's because I'm not a G6 player. Like, I'll show y'all my warp range. I think my warp range is like 139 at tier 1. I mean, for a player who is getting into the ship at the appropriate level, that's really good. Is that good if you're a Sigma player? No. And there is a limit right now to what they're allowing Sigma players to, or even G5 players in that regard, to level it up to. Right? Like everybody got hit with a wall, like Martin was saying, where you can't get past tier 6. You know, if you are getting this ship as a player in the 40s, great warp range. Fantastic. Now keep in mind that I've got the Angel in Disguise researches. I've got Fleet Commander Kirk, etc. So my warp range is a little bit boosted for more than it naturally is. I think it's like 110, 120 out the dock at tier 1. Let me pull it up on STFC.space so I'm not talking out my rear end. Vindicator, tier 1, warp range, stock is 110. I mean, that's pretty daggum good, right? Stock warp range of 110, and tier 6, which is the highest anybody can take it right now, is 220. But if you are like, come at me, bro, that doesn't get you anywhere. Warp 220, which for me would be about warp 240, doesn't get you anywhere. So, blah, right? And I will say it's very curious that they're limiting the spenders on how far they can take the Vindicator. It's not the Vindicator's a PvP ship where you're going to go around and like smack everybody with it or ruin worlds. I don't know. It's really weird to limit how high it can go. But I mean, anyway, there it is. Because if you are approaching it, like if it's tier appropriate for what your level is, it has good warp range, but it's a weird thing to gatekeep because isn't the whole point to get spenders to buy the ship? I mean, so if you limit them to max it, cost yourself money. I don't know. Whatever. I don't have the answer to the logic. It is what it is. Kevin says you can take the G6 level, but it will cost you like 1,800 bucks. You can buy the 2 good packs and the rest of the crap packs. Blech. Hoping to take one of the 53 uncommon ships to tier 7 this weekend, so then I can progress the cube again. Very nice. Mateo says use Grush's Captain, New Con, and Gates McFadden on my Gilded Pickle. Pretty dope crew. Mateo, that is so random. Thank you. It's so random. Chris says, I've been level 39 for a few months now. Feel like there's nothing more for me to do anymore. Should I just move to 40 to have something to do? Chris, I'll tell you the same thing I tell everybody else. Never level up for content. Level up because you're ready. If you feel like you've completed all the G3 stuff, level up. Go to G4 and welcome the new loops. You know, Zendi, Silence, Mirror, all that's going to hit you right as you level up. Have you completed all your goals? If you have, get after it. Fenris asks, how does the Vindicator loop work? It is going to be on a weekly event structure. That event has not launched yet, but will be on a weekly event structure, Fenris. So, at the moment, it is buy only. The free-to-play path starts next month. Then there's going to be an event set for the Vindicator. We'll see what else we got. I love answering questions. It's good to be able to help people. Are there any ship skins in the event store that are worth picking up? Not really. I mean, we can go over that in videos, but I mean, there's some that I want for vanity reasons. There's nothing in here that I like really need. Granted, I can't see everything because I do have some of those skins, like the Cerritos skin that you just brought up. And I mean, the Cerritos skin is pretty. You can see the orange hole plating on it. There's the Cerritos skin right there. If we go into refits, unlock more, and ship skins, you can see what the Cerritos does. So this one increases the duration of the Cerritos ship ability by 50%. So for me, that helps out for armadas and like my Q trial farming. Is that worth going after? I think for the most part, skins are cosmetic. Fenris points out in their opinion, the amalgam refit is the best one. I think if you are looking at going after refit, probably, which is giving you a loot bonus with the ship ability. Yeah, I mean, again, the lore here is comical intentionally because the Borg are not assimilating Pakled stuff, but at the same time, I love that they actually wrote that storyline. It's one of the storylines I give them credit for. I really enjoyed that one. But generally, anything skin-wise is cosmetic. Enjoy if you'd enjoy it. All right. Thoughts on Rare Doc Brown once he's leveled up? I mean, cool to have. Not super excited about any of these new officers, to be honest with you. Like, I don't feel the need for any of them. And I don't think it's meant to be a shot at those officers. I'll put it this way. We already have all this. Yay, another loot officer. I love loot. I'm just like, I'm not jumping up and down, you know? Is it good? Sure. I'm not going to go out of my way to buy it, but is it good? Yeah, I already have that. When hit by an armada or hostile, increases critical damage. I got that already. Not bad at all. It's not bad. I already have it. Now that, because it works, weapons with multiple shots will only trigger this ability once, but this is essentially like how con works. If you got hit by an armada that hits you 4 times, that's a 100% boost at max. That's nice. Again, it's like, do I need it? I don't need it. I promise you, my armadas on every account are good. Even accounts that I don't play that often. Like I have a level 57 account on an EU server that doesn't even have Tol Ra or anything. No problems with armadas. Big issue for me is a lot of this stuff just isn't needed. It's not that they're bad. It's just, it's lanyard. It's nice to get. So yeah, they're good officers, just not like, I'm not jumping up and down over them. Anyway, that is an apex barrier for the entities, which is chimeras. Again, is anybody out there struggling with chimeras? If you are, then yeah, Masriad, Vael. If you're not, all right, when hit by an armada or hostile, increase critical hit chance. Now this one as a below deck ability is, I would say, pretty good. It's basically Hue for armadas, which is cool. But again, I don't need it. because there's no Armada I struggle with. I punch up on every account that I have. Do any of them work on the invasion ships? General Darkfire. I just said that. I just said that. Entities are the chimeras, General Darkfire. Entities are the chimeras. That is the chimeras. That is the invading ship. That's what an entity is. It's the chimera. The biggest struggle versus chimera is warp range to get there to try to punch up. Exactly. And that's kind of like my thing with some of these officers is they're not bad. Like truly. And Mira Uhura is another one that'll be part of the PvP arena. I don't think any of these are bad. I just don't think they're needed. Simple as that. I just don't really think they're needed. Now, if you're really big into PvP, Mira Uhura, pair up with your other mirror stuff, sure. It goes back to the same thing with the Vindicator. None of the new officers or the new ship are improving my gameplay on any of my accounts. Even not counting the tryhard account, because I would classify my level 53 account as a tryhard. If you're top 5 for your level on your server, you're a tryhard. And I don't say that as an insult. I'd be insulting myself. It means you're really into this game and you really try to be good at it. Nothing wrong with that. But even on my accounts that I'm ranked in the middle of like level, my level 57 account is actually in the lower rankings of level 57, and it doesn't struggle. So I think my thing with a lot of the stuff this month is it's cool to have. It's just, I don't think any of it was needed. It just feels extra. Who is the best officer so far out of the new batch of officers that have come out? Well, give me a time frame, Mateo. We have new officers every month. Anywhere from 2 to 4, sometimes even more officers in a month. Doctor Who is coming next crossover. I mean, I like Doctor Who. I got no issue with Doctor Who. Oh, nice, Quazel. I can try to reach out to that. I don't know if you're in the stream, Quazel, but I just got your message on Discord. I can try to reach out about that. You really dislike Doctor Who? I don't meet a lot of people who dislike Doctor Who, but I respect whether you like or dislike anything. I mean, I'm not going to try to change your mind. Like, I think Wrath of Khan is the greatest Star Trek movie of all time, and I also think Star Trek Voyager is the worst Star Trek of all time. I still love every Star Trek, all in between, and will watch all of them until the day that I die. And everybody's allowed to have their opinion on what they like. Nothing wrong with that. Next crossover will be Looney Tunes for Marvel. Hope it does make games for them. This is true, Kevin. This is true. They do have games for those. They also have the WWE, so I'm waiting personally for Stone Cold Steve Austin to come in stunner Captain Kirk. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm just waiting for Star Trek Fleet Command to get the memo. The issue I currently have is the Vindicator seems like it takes longer to get than the NX-01 and Protector. So the unlock timeline that I was given, I asked Hamster about that yesterday, and he said similar to the NX-01. So around 100 days is what is expected. How it actually rolls out, we'll see next month. But I don't know. We'll see. Now, the upgrade path at the moment, again, 24 hours, very small amount of time. 24 hours feels like it's going to take as long as the Devore or the Disco to max out. I don't really know. But I can say that the unlock path, based on me asking Hamster, is not going to be as quick as the NSC Protector, because the NSC Protector is very, very quick and closer to the NX-01. That's just what I was told. I'm expecting free-to-play to have the Vindicator by Christmas-ish. That's what I'm expecting. The Rock was in Voyager. So was the Big Show, if I remember right. I think the Big Show played a... I think the Big Show... Wait, no. The Rock was in TNG, wasn't he? Or was he in Voyager? But... okay. That's not something to say on stream, but Overlord's just got it back to me. I think the Big Show played a Orion. Me actually curious. Now you got me on a tangent. WWE that were in Star Trek. Google. The Rock, Big Show, Tom McGee, and Tiny Lister were all in Star Trek. So 4 wrestlers have been in Star Trek. Apparently. Let me see if I can find any pictures of them. Obviously, The Rock is easy to find. Oh, yep, I knew it. It was Star Trek Enterprise. Oh, I was so close. I mean, in terms of like when it happened, that is close in terms of real time. But yeah, there's the Big Show. He was an Orion in Enterprise. And there you got The Rock when he was in Voyager right here. Here he is in the arena. So yeah, you got a couple. Oh, look, they even took a group photo. That's adorable. That's adorable. But anyway, yeah, there's a couple. Grabs curiosity. It happens. Yeah, Big Show actually has done a lot of movies just like The Rock. I would actually argue he's probably got a little bit more depth than The Rock. The Rock's got like one character, but he does that character really, really well. He does that character very well. Do you know or if when the new arena will be played by the Apex and will it be streamed to watch? So I actually just got a message about that. Very clearly, no one is allowed to stream the playtest. Can record and do videos at a later time, but have to be sent for prior approval. Let me ask this. All right. But I just got that message. So my plan, the reason that happened is I actually asked for permission to stream from an APEC account that wasn't mine. So I reached out to them last week saying, hey, I know y'all know that I don't have an APEC account. Can I borrow somebody's account to do content on the arena? And they finally got back to me. Simple answer, no, and nobody is allowed to stream it. So there it is. There it is. They also proposed The Rock to play Apocalypse in the MCU. Did they propose that, or did The Rock try to purchase and make that happen like he did with Black Adam? So, Kevin, I actually asked if that's going to prevent our Aussie friends like Flamin' Scott and Ultra Vetica from being able to stream. We'll see. We'll see. But they specifically just sent me a message saying, don't do it. They can't tell Ultra what he can or can't stream. They can. No, they can. If you sign the Star Trek Fleet Command Terms of Service, nothing you do is yours. You do not own any of this. You do not own your likeness in terms of like your name. You do not own anything. Your account, anything you have purchased, you're essentially renting from Scopely. That's part of the Terms of Service. So if they say, hey, you can't do this, they can, like, hey, Twitch, take that down. If they wanted to. I'm not saying they're going to. But I am saying people don't tend to read the Terms of Service. Nothing you do or buy, you actually own in Star Trek Fleet Command. And that's not a Scopely thing, FYI. That's not me hating on Scopely. That is game company thing. You don't own none of it. So if they say you can't show this, we can strike you and get it taken down. If they wanted to. Arena videos will be of paper ships with someone saying pew pew. Yeah, that's going to be me. I'll do that. I'll just make a little diorama and everything, and you'll just see the arena video is Rev playing with his diorama of Star Trek. I've got the Legos for it. Hey. So I'm going to have, so everybody, hey, this is the arena. This is my Katinga. The exact sound effects you heard in Star Trek. Here's my Katinga, and this, welcome to Star Trek Fleet Command Arenas. Yeah, I don't know. I really need to glue that. Yeah. We need the Klingon battle tune from the Star Trek motion picture. That would be cool too, but that also copyright striked. Sugar Fat Man, I didn't say that. I didn't say no NDACC can make content. I just said that if Scopely wanted to, they can prevent anybody from making content by taking it down. I did ask, like I'm waiting to hear back on, are they going to do anything about non-NDA streamers? Because then I'll be honest, I'm gonna be that guy. And then going back to what Hooded One was asking about earlier, why I don't have the best relationship. Because I'm going to say, hey, if I know 2 streamers specifically I'm talking to who are going to do it, if they can do it, why can't I just go ahead and do it? So I will await their responses. I will await their responses. We need like 5 peeps holding all the models. I'll get my 3 kids and my wife to be part of the arena so we can make that happen. Diorama will crash less and require less maintenance. It'll require a lot of maintenance to build it. I think that's called construction. How do you manage so many accounts? I just started my 3rd on 110 and I'm challenged to keep up. Well, Bob, I'll be honest with you. The only ones that I play every day are 2. I play 710 and server 20 every single day. Now I have other accounts like the EU server I was just talking about. I have an account, old account on server 97, 63, etc. I just don't play those as much. You would watch the heck out of a Deuce Family Arena extravaganza? Yeah, maybe that's the content we need. You can do stop motion with your Lego ships and green screen, make us a video. Denro, I do not have the expertise nor the time to do that. That sounds amazing. I've seen those videos where people are like, yeah, it took me 3 hours to record this 10 seconds. I'm like, no, thank you. If anybody wants to do that with my Legos, you're more than welcome to come over and have at it. But let's see. Snacks for the kids to help you. Exclamation point snacks. All right, so they write in the patch notes, added arena combat, but it's not in the game, and they ban people for streaming the chat. Again, I did not say that y'all are reaching. Y'all are reaching. I did not say they're banning people. They just simply said don't do it. They just told me not to do it with the beta test, okay? Calm down. Like, I will gladly call out Scopely if I feel like they're doing something bad. It's their prerogative. It's no big deal. Nobody got banned. Nobody got banned. Adam Press says, I wish I knew someone in APAC I could tag to their account and stream the arena. You don't hold an NDA. Okay, Pegasus. Use the commercial to show off unrealistic gameplay. Every game does that. It's called cinematics. Blizzard is like the greatest game company in the world that I can think of when it comes to cinematics. They are insanely good at cinematics. Now, on the flip side, do they tend to release games that I enjoy more than STFC? They did back in the day. I can't say that I enjoy Diablo 4 more than Star Trek Fleet Command. Definitely can't say that about Diablo Immortals, even though I like both of those games. I like Star Trek Fleet Command more, hence why I play it every day. But yeah, Blizzard's been doing crazy cinematics for 30 years. So, yeah, no big deal, right? All right, y'all, look, it's been an hour and a half. I've got to wrap up. I got to get ready for stream later, and I got to work on some other videos for y'all, including the Vindicator video and the Terran Empire video. All these things I got to work on. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. Y'all are all freaking amazing. If y'all want to support the channel, look, I ask y'all to do it once an hour, no big deal. But I have a donate link, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App if you want to help out. And the best way you can help out is go to our website, revduce.com. Sign up to be a member there. There's perks and cheaper merch, free giveaways, etc. Thank y'all for the support, love. Like the video on your way out, and I will go post that calendar right now and try to get y'all as much info as I can. Love and appreciate every single one of you. Y'all mean the world to me. Thank y'all for allowing me to do and be what I am. Catch you on the next one, which is tonight, streaming tonight. See you then.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.